Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my Facebook and YouTube lives. I am creating cards with Debbie, and my name is Debbie Foster, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas, and that's in the United States. So I want to welcome you here today. Sit back, relax, and let's have a little bit of fun this morning. I'm going to be making 3 greeting cards using one of our new items that are in our new mini catalog that just went live today. And I'll be showing that to you in a moment. I'm just going to give a moment for everybody to get here. Be sure that you say hello when you come on. It's fun to watch the comments as they come in. And let us know where you're watching from. It's always fun to see where everybody is. Okay, so like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie, and you can shop with me at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net, and that is scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. And if your order is over or under $150, use the September 2024 host code, which is 3NPEMKKR. And that's also scrolling across the bottom of the screen in case you missed it. Set that aside. Okay. And if you need to email me with any questions, you can reach me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And that's also in the description of the video if you need to find that. So I'm going to give a moment for everybody to get here. We're going to kind of take our time this morning and kind of sit back and relax and enjoy the show. It is Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. Hard to believe that it's September already. Where'd the summer go? Let me check my sound on my iPad to make sure that it's good. I know I've had some issues with that before. So, gotta find my live first. Okay, here we are. And let me just wait and see if I hear anything. Unless I'm muted, which is a possibility. And I'm not hearing anything. Why is that?
And I'm not hearing anything.
All right, I guess we're good. So let me turn that off. I don't need to hear myself. And we'll set the iPad aside because we don't need that. All right. So for today's class, I'm going to be using the Winterly Treetops, which are in the mini catalog, which I'm going to show you right now. And I've got some housekeeping notes to go over first. All right, so Paper Pumpkin for September is still in effect. You've got until September 10th to sign up for that. And it is called Autumn Abundance. And what that is if you subscribe by September 10th, share your love for all things autumn with this kit. It makes 9 cards, 3 of each of 3 designs. Project includes printed cards and coordinating envelopes. It has a laser cut card fronts, ephemera pack, and embellishments. And the classic Stampin' spot that you receive with this is the Cajun Craze. Okay, and you can also still add on the dies that go along with the July, August, and September Paper Pumpkin kits. And this is called Get the Every Celebration Dies add-on, and it's $12. And the item number is 164991. But you need to be a subscriber of Paper Pumpkin in order to get those. So you could sign up for your Paper Pumpkin kit and add that onto your order at the same time. Okay, October 5th is World Card Making Day, and you can join that event. It's a virtual event. So it says craft with us for free on October 5th. Join us as we celebrate our favorite time of year with a free virtual event on October 5th from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m. That's Mountain Time. Gather with crafters and non-crafters alike as we connect with one another and create a few simple projects together. This is a great opportunity to make a card for someone special or just spend time with friends, virtually or in person, doing what you love. You could get a bunch of friends together and do this that day. Registration for this free event begins on September 3rd, which was yesterday. And I think there's even a link on Stampin' Up. If you go to my Stampin' Up page, I think you could probably find a link in there to click on to sign up for it. I need to do some research on that before I say for certain, but I'm thinking maybe so. Things down here. So here's our new mini catalog. This is September to December 2024. And I apologize for the glare with my lights. And we can finally open this. But hopefully you've gotten yours already in the mail. If you haven't, let me know. So we're going to be doing, I think it's on page 31, yes, is where the items are that we're going to be using today. We're going to be using the bundle, the dies, the paper, and the embellishments, the twine, pretty much everything that's on this page we're going to be using today. So try to get rid of the glare a little bit. And like I said, this is on page 31 of the mini catalog. But also, starting today is our new digital scrapbooking brochure. And these are products that are from the Close to My Heart. As you probably heard, Close to My Heart went out of business this year, and Stampin' Up! Is taking over a lot of their items. So I don't know if we have everything, but we have a large selection anyway. But this is a digital catalog that you can find in my store. And you can print it out if you'd like to, or you can just go on there and look for items that you want to order. And this is available today too. So we've got some new papers in there. Cardstock are 12 by 12, and these are two-tone cardstock. And so far we've only got the 4 colors. We've got garden green, pool party, real red, and basic black. But they're two-tone. One side is darker than the other side, and if you rip them, tear them, they've got the white core on the inside. So pretty neat. Okay, yeah, it has a white core on the inside. I'm just kind of reading a little bit. And then also, we've also got a new white, which is called White Willow. We brought Close to My Heart's White Daisy and added it to our line under a new name. So it was White Daisy with Close to My Heart, but now with Stampin' Up, we call it a new name, which is White Willow, but it's the same thing. And that's 12 by 12. And you'll get 12 sheets with that pack for $10. That's a pretty good price. Okay, let me go through these a little bit. We've got Reindeer Memories. And these are kits that you can order the whole kit, or you can buy them separately. And so these are kind of fun. We got Reindeer Memories. And this kind of shows how you could put the kit together, or you could use your own ideas. You wouldn't have to follow what they have. And then we've got Reindeer Memoirs, which is the designer series paper and sticker sheets, and the stamp set, and Reindeer Memories 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. So here's the designer series paper here, which is very cute with the deer on it. And the stamp set, Reindeer Memories. And it's showing some of that cardstock along with it. Okay, then we've got Snow Day Scrapbook Workshop Kit. That's what they're calling it. And here's some of the things that you would do with it. And I don't want to take up too much time this morning going through this, so let's kind of flip through a little fast. It says snow day. That's kind of an idea what you can make with it. And here's the stamp set and paper. It's called Snow Day. Unforgettable memories, Wonderland, what fun, better together, Snow Day, magical moments, and Burr. Stamp set's cute. So now we've got some Halloween items, kits. Scrapbooking workshop kit. And we've got the 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. You get 8 sheets, 2 of each color. The white willow, you get 2 sheets of those. Double-sided 12 by 12 designer series papers, which are here. And then single-sided series designer series paper. And a sticker sheet and a photo placeholders, which I'm not sure what those are. And Halloween memories. Okay, this one coordinates with our online exclusive, which is our Potions and Spells bundle. I think I used that last week. So it would go along with that stamp set. And the stamp set that comes with this kit is Trick or Treat, Spooky Fun, Wickedly Good Times, October 31. And then we've got Autumn to Remember, Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. And here's some samples of those that you make with it. And the stamp set that comes with that is called Autumn to Remember. And Crisp Autumn Days, Bountiful Blessings, September to Remember, and then all the images that are on there. So you can go online into my store and you can scroll down to the scrapbooking brochure, the digital, and take a look at that. If you have problems getting there, reach out to me and I'll be glad to help you. All right, so that's all the housekeeping notes that we have to do. So let's go ahead and get started with the party here. And like I said, we're going to be using the Winterly Treetops bundle, the stamp set and the dies. And let me bring my items over here. Set that aside for a moment. Get my bits and pieces out here. I've done a lot of the prep work ahead of time. I had a lot of fussy cutting on this card to do, so I did that ahead of time so you wouldn't have to watch me. And in fact, I didn't even do this card ahead of time. I just took a picture of how I wanted to do it, and we're going to do it that way. If that made sense, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to start out with our basic black cardstock. I don't even have a picture to show you. I guess I can kind of show you the picture I took. This is going to be the card here. Let me get rid of this outline here. Okay, sort of like this one. A friend like you brings me happiness. So I guess I better keep that over here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so basic black, 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and then it's scored in the center at 5 1/2 inches. And we're going to burnish that fold. Set that aside. And then I have our basic white, which is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And then our designer series paper. And this comes from, oops, let me get my sample sheet out of here. Nest of Winter DSP. And that's number 164183. And it's got different designs here, front and back. front and back, back and front. And I think, yeah, and front and back. And this is the one that we're using today. And this is the back side we're going to be using. This one and this one. So lots of cute patterns in there with that. So this is the back side. We're using this side. And this one measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and attach these together. Glue over here. Hope everybody's doing well today. We've got kind of a cloudy day here in Arkansas this morning. Hopefully we'll get some rain out of it. I don't know. They were talking at 7:45 this morning, but we never received any. So I don't know if it passed us by or if it's coming in later. But it's still cloudy out there. And we can put this onto our card base. And leave a tiny edge going around. Let me pick this up and get it straight. At least with the liquid glue, we've got time to move it around if we need to. So get that where we want it at and press that down. So here's our card so far. And now we've already fussy cut our birds out. We've got this little blue guy and this little yellow belly one. And this was cut out of this sheet here. So you can see the back side of it. We use that same, just the flip side, and we fussy cut our birds out. There are dies for some of these, but those didn't have one, so I had to fussy cut them, which it wasn't too bad. It was kind of relaxing. I did those the other day. All right, we're going to place our little blue bird up here, and our yellow bird is going to go down here. And I didn't pop any of these up. I'm just going to glue them directly down. Let me get my silicone sheets so I don't get glue all over the place. Oh, I didn't talk about getting your starter kit. If you want to get your starter kit and get $125 worth of product for only $99, you can click on that link that's below the description of my video, and it'll take you there to build up your starter kit for $99 and $125 product you get to pick out. It's pretty good. And you don't need to do what I'm doing. You can do this just as a hobbyist and just get your discount. So after you receive your starter kit and you put in your first order, you'll receive a discount of 20%. So can't complain about that. So if you have any questions on that too, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. You don't have to do what I do. You can just do it for the discount. And if you don't want to continue with it, you can just let it drop. You have a quota that you're supposed to reach every 3 months, which is $300. But if you don't reach that quota, they just drop you. You don't send your kit back or anything. You keep it. There's nothing to lose. It'd be one way to build up your products too. Okay, and then I stamped our sentiment onto a scrap of white. And I used this stamp here. It says, "A friend like you brings me happiness." But it was too long to fit across my card, so I fussy cut around it, and I'm going to place that in between our birds, but I'm going to stagger it a little bit. So I'm going to put that there, and maybe this one right here. Did everybody have a good Labor Day weekend? Did you do anything fun? We didn't do anything. We just a normal weekend. I don't know. I guess that's what happens when you get old. You kind of stick around home and don't do a whole lot of stuff. So it was nice. It was relaxing anyway. You got to have those days. All right, I've got glue all over my fingers. Like I said, be sure you say hello when you come on. Okay, so here's our card so far. And I also cut out partial shrubbery, and I'm going to put that across the edge of my card here, just to kind of fill up this empty space up here. Just put it right up against our designer series paper layer. Oh, did I not put glue underneath that one? I guess I didn't. So we're gonna sneak in there and add a little drop of glue to hold those berries down. Okay, so there's our card. I didn't add anything else to it for embellishments, but you could, but I think I'm not. I think I'll just leave it the way it is. And I didn't do anything on the inside. I might add just a layer of white and then maybe just write a note. So that's our first card. And let me scooch things around here. And I'm going to bring in our second card. This one I did do ahead of time, so you get to have a sneak peek of it. And get our silicone mat out of there. And again, I'm using the same bundle. Get everything out of my envelope here. Let's start on that one. So it says, thinking of you. And I did heat emboss the stamping on this, the sentiments. Thinking of you always. Okay, it kind of shows better that way if I angle it down a little bit. And on the inside, I've got a friend like you brings me happiness. And that's embossed also. And then I fussy cut a little bird out of the paper and I stuck him in the corner. Or you could stamp a bird too, whichever you prefer. Okay, so let me get my papers out here. I was going to say I didn't put my cardstock in there, but I did. We're using the Coastal Cabana cardstock, and this is our basic card size. It's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to burnish that edge. And we'll set that aside for a moment because we're going to work on the front of our card. Okay. I was thinking I didn't have to die cut anything, but I do. Okay, I have our basic white, which is, okay, our basic white is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I've already die cut that using the die that comes out of those dies. And kind of a leaf. So we're going to punch all that out. Die cut this ahead of time, so save a little time. And I'm being sort of delicate here, gentle, so I'm not going to rip anything. And you want to save the center of this to use on another card later on. I've seen people use their Stampin' blends and use this as a mask. And it works out really good. Well, I maybe should have. Okay, it wasn't letting loose on me. Just got to be more persuasive here. Yeah. Somebody's trying to hang on there. Let go. Okay, so save this layer and you can use it for masking later on another card. It makes a pretty design. That's just a little tip. And I need to get my take your pick tool and poke out these little scragglers that are hanging on. And a couple up here. We'll persuade those to get let go. And it looks good. All right, and then we have our designer series paper. Where did I put that? Okay. It is out of that same paper that I showed earlier, but this is the wood grain one. And I've used the Birchwood 3D embossing folder, and this is one of the new ones that are in that same suite. And these are larger than our other ones are. They are 6 inches by 8.5 inches. So they would also work for scrapbooking too. So maybe that's why they've changed the size on them, made them bigger. I don't know. But it's quite a difference. But anyway, I've already embossed our designer series paper with that. And I don't know if you can see it. Maybe a little bit. But anyway, this one measures 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And that's going to lay underneath our die cut here. But we're going to put a little color onto this first using our blending brush and our Coastal Cabana stamp pad. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll ink up our blending brush. And I like to tap it off onto my surface to get rid of any blobs that might be on there. I don't want a large amount of color to start out with, so more soft, muted. I can pick up that ink again and come back over here. And you want to be a little gentle because you don't want to tear off your sprigs here. So let me move up here a little bit. I'm kind of out of camera view. Okay. Looking out the window, not seeing any rain yet. My husband's out there putting new tin up on the garage, so he probably doesn't want it to rain yet anyway, so let him get his project done first. Oh, that one looks like it might have got bent a little bit, but that's fine. You can find our blending brushes in our annual catalog. We've got 2 sizes. We've got the small and then the larger. These are the small. I think there's 3 in each size that you can get. 3 large, 3 small. And all you do is just rinse them out with warm water to clean them. And I love this glass plate because it works really good for doing this technique. You don't waste your ink as much. If you were tapping it off on just regular paper, you wouldn't be able to pick that ink up again. It'd be soaked into the paper. But this, you're able to pick it up and use all of it. It doesn't go to waste. Let me add a little bit more here. And I'm going to run over these a little bit more, get some more color on them. All right, I think that's good. So we're going to close up our ink pad. And bring our cloth over here and wipe off our work surface. And this is a cloth, cleaning cloth that comes with that glass mat here. So just take that. It's a damp, got it dampened with just water, and just wipe off the excess ink. It's gone. All right, now we're going to take these two, we're going to glue those together. I'm going to bring over my silicone mat to do that. And it's going to fit right on there. So I'm just going to run some glue along the edge of this. And making sure I got those edges. And I'm going to line that up. Just slide it up a little bit. Okay, so it looks like this. And now that's ready to go onto our card front. We'll add some more glue to the back of this and attach that to the card. Leaving a small edge going around it. Got some glue on the edge of my card base, but I'm going to let that dry and come back in with my adhesive eraser and get rid of that later after it dries. So here's our card front so far. And next we're going to die cut the birds, and this is also out of that same paper, designer series paper. This is the back side, but I need to grab my baby boss and bring him over because I forgot to do some die cutting. So let me just grab that real quick. Lights. And let me find the dies that go with the birds. It would be this one. And again, this one. And it looks like I didn't clean my dies when I put them in there last time. So let me go ahead and get rid of the dirty part that's in there yet. I usually don't put my dies away dirty, so I guess I was in a hurry or something. Might have been time to start supper or something. I don't know. All right, so let's get our plates down here. I forgot to mute my phone. And I guess I need to cut this apart to fit it through my machine. So let me just do a little snipping here. And I'll go ahead and cut the two birds out first. And Let's see what I'm doing here. Can I move up anymore? There. So I'm going to line up our die. And I've got some tape over here I'm going to use to hold them in place. Just tear that apart. Get my head up here so I can see. Okay. Everybody's quiet today. All right, we're going to put our top plate on there and run that through. Bring that over here. Hopefully I don't shake the camera too much. Okay, so here's our first one. Let's cut out our other bird. And I'll do the same with that. Let me snitch the tape off of these and use that again. And get that lined up on our bird. And that through our baby boss. Bring him over here again. And fold this up. I'm just going to set it down on the floor. Things are falling. All right, so here's our single bird. And then here's our double birds here. And these I'm going to place up on dimensionals. So let's go ahead and grab a sheet of those. Maybe have enough right here. I'm just going to use bits and pieces on here. Don't throw your outside dimensionals away because you can cut them down and use them too. So that's what I'm going to do. In fact, this skinny one's going to go on their tail right there. And I'm trying to put quite a few on here so I don't have any sinking going on in the middle. This little strip can go right there. Maneuver that over so it doesn't show. There we go. And the same with this one. So I might end up using a whole sheet here before we're done. And I need just a skinny piece for the tail on this one. So let's cut that off. And okay, I thought maybe it was hanging over there, but it's not. It's good. All right, so bring our card base back over here. And we're going to place our small bird there and our bigger birds there. Did I cut out another leaf? No. Well, let's just do... So we're going to pop off those edges using my Take Your Pick tool, which I can't do without. I don't have any fingernails. It's my little helper. The things I can't be without. I use it daily. Every time I craft. Okay. We're going to pick up this bird and we're going to place these to the upper left-hand corner. I rock hard, and then this one's going to go the bottom right corner. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click that little bell also, and you'll be notified when I put new videos on. We're going to place this bird at the bottom right corner. And we're going to do a little heat embossing. Some scrap paper here. So let me grab our basic white scrap. And move things out of the way here. We're going to use the copper embossing powder. This is our embossing kit. It has the tray and a brush, the tweezers, and the embossing buddy. And we're going to use the embossing buddy to get rid of some static in here and to get rid of any static that might be left on our cardstock. Put that back in the bag, keep it clean. And we're going to stamp that using Thinking of You Always. So I need my Versamark. Yeah, Versamark watermark stamp pad. I'm going to ink that sentiment up, and we're going to stamp it onto our basic white cardstock. Bring our tray over here, put the lid back on our Versamark. We don't want the powder in there. And tap, tap, tap. Got a little edge there. And okay. So now I can just take my tray and take the cap off of it and just pour it back into my bottle container. And I'm just going to set that over here. Close up our embossing powder. And now we're going to emboss this. Takes a moment for the heat gun to heat it. It needs to be the right temperature to melt that powder. But it only takes just a second or two, so it's already starting. Make sure you don't leave it on there too long because it can burn your powders. So as soon as you see it changing to a shiny sheen, then it's done. Go across the bottom, back side, and straighten that paper out a little bit. And that looks good. And now we're going to fussy cut that out. So I'm going to chop this down to size. And I'm just going to go around our words and leave a little white edge around it. right, so there we have our sentiment. Thinking of you always. Bring our card back over here. And I'm not popping that up. I'm gluing that directly down onto our card front with our liquid glue. And we'll set that centered there. And I'll hold that a second to let it adhere. All right, then I've got a bow that I made from our twine, and I didn't keep that out. I put it in another container here. Yeah, there we go. The twine was in with the suite too. It's called the Natural Tones Linen Thread. And it comes with the green, the brown, and the blue. We're using the brown. This is probably the pecan pie, I'm guessing. And I'm going to place that right at the bottom of our bird. So let me get some glue dots here. And I like using the small ones that come in our paper pumpkin kits. Oops, and I'm making noise over here. So we're going to put a mini glue dot right there and add our bow just underneath our bird. And also we have the pecan pie and clear ribbon adhesive back dots. I'm going to add some of those. I'm going to use the pecan color. I take your pick tool. Use the putty end of my take your pick tool to pick those up. And I'm going to use a variety here. I'm going to use one large, which will fill this space right here. And then two of the small ones. I'm thinking maybe one right there. And another right here, maybe. Just press those down. All right, so here's the card front so far. Thinking of you always. And now we got to do the inside of our card. And we have our basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And what I've done is I already heat embossed the sentiment on there already. Save a little time. A friend like you brings me happiness. And that's with the gold embossing powder also. So we're going to go ahead and attach that to the inside of our card. I had a lot of the prep work done on my cards today, so trying to save a little time. So don't get too bored waiting on me to do things. All right, this is going to go the inside of our card. And I got that over a little too far, so let's scooch that a little bit. Oh, that's really crooked. There, that's better. And then I've also fussy cut one of the birds out of the paper. We're going to place that bird in the bottom corner just to give it a little bit of something. Okay. All right, so here's our second card. Thinking of you always. And a friend like you brings me happiness with a little bird on the inside. Okay, let me clean up my space here and bring out our third card. Area a little bit here so I don't lose things, which I'm able to. Okay, so here's our third card. It says, thinking of you always. And I don't have anything on the inside again. Find a place to put my instructions so I don't lose them. Okay, with this card, it's going to be our Knight of Navy. And this measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. We'll bring our bone folder over here and burnish that edge. And then for our first layer, we have our basic gray. And this is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I embossed that using that same embossing folder, the Birchwood 3D. And it's going to be our first layer on our cards. Let's go ahead and attach that. Whoa, that came out fast. It's a new bottle of glue here, so it's, don't have to persuade it to come out very much. It comes out pretty fast sometimes. All right, and then we're going to add that to our card fronts, leaving a small border going around it, all 4 sides. And press that down. I've got all my layers here laying wrong. Okay, our next layer is going to be this scenery with the birds. It's from the same paper. What is it called? I'm still trying to remember the names. Nests of Winter DSP. So it's this one right here that we're using. And this measures 3 inches by 5 inches. That's going to go along this side. And then we've got our Coastal Cabana strip here. It's 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. It's going to go across there. And then we've got our Designer Series paper. And this is 1 inch by 3 1/4 inches. And it's going to stagger on top of that Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to go ahead and glue our Designer Series paper down first. And that's going to go off to the right side, leaving a border on the 3 sides, the top, the side, right side, and the bottom side. So I think that's fairly straight. Press that down. And I'm going to put down our Coastal Cabana first. And like I said, this one measured 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. Let me make sure that's straight. All right, now this one, we're going to add that same linen thread, but I'm using the blue this time. This is going to go across this one. So I'm going to use my Stampin' seal. And put a little bit on each end. I'm sorry, I didn't mute my phone first. And bring our silicone right over here. Oops, I threw something on the floor. And you're going to attach this side to that side. Oops. It's sticking good to my fingers. Get it to stick to the twine. The linen thread, I should say. And I think that's fairly straight right there. I'm going to snip off that excess. We don't need the extra bulk underneath there. And now we can attach this to our card. I'm going to stagger that. I guess I'm on a camera view here. I'm going to stagger that on top of our Coastal Cabana. I just want a little bit of it showing. So, like so. I think it moved on me. There. Okay. All right. And trying to get my bearings right here. With mine, I used the Night of Navy circle. I used the Spotlight on Nature dies. And these are available the week of September 9th. So they might already be back in stock. I'm not sure. I had checked it this morning, but that's what I used. But I cut out a Coastal Cabana or a basic gray, a white, or the blue. But I'm undecided which color I want to go with. I kind of like the Coastal Cabana because it goes with this bottom layer. So if you're on here, let me know which one you prefer. The Night of Navy, the white, the basic gray, or the Coastal Cabana. Write it in the comments. Now my sample has the Night of Navy, but I kind of looked at the Coastal Cabana and kind of was changing my mind. I kind of like that going with it. So I think that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use the Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to put that up on dimensionals. So I might as well use the rest of these. Let's do a little snipping here. I'm going to put one in the center. We don't want our circle to be sinking. And put some more around the edges. And that takes care of this little sheet. All right, take your pick tool. Pop those backings off. I find these backings all over the house. How about you guys? They seem to follow you. All right, so we're going to place that in the center of our card, kind of hanging off our designer series paper a little bit. And right about there. And I've already die cut our birds. No, these were fussy cut. I had to fussy cut these birds out. And those are going to go onto our circle here. So I'm going to just add some glue in the centers of these. and place them onto our circle. And I think right about there will work. Get rid of the glue off my fingers. Okay. I think I changed my sentiment on this. I wanted to make it instead of thinking of you always like the other card was. I made this one a thank you card. So I stamped heat embossed the silver onto our basic white, and then I just fussy cut it out. It says sending thanks and much love. So I'm going to place that. Well, I didn't want to cover my berries there. Can I move my birds a little bit more? No, they're stuck down. We're going to have to cover the berries a little bit. So I'm going to place, this is improvising here. I didn't have this ahead of time. I'm going to use my mini dimensionals. I'm going to use just the edge of that to place onto the right side of our sentiment. And then I'm going to just glue the other one down, the other side. And I'm going to cover those berries just a little bit. You won't even know they were there. I'm just covering them up. So like that. And that's a little bit crooked. Let's do a little scooching there. And we still got our double bow that we made from that same linen thread, and it's going to go right there. So let me grab a mini glue dot and we'll attach our bow right there on the edge of the ribbon. Okay, so there's our card front. Sending thanks and much love. And I wonder what sentiment we can put on the inside here. Sending thanks and much love. We could put the thinking of you always. On the inside layer. Let me grab a basic weight, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches for our inside of our card. And I don't know. I'm undecided on a sentiment for the inside. Sending thanks and much love is what we use on the outside. Well, I guess we can just go with the friend like you brings me happiness. So we're not going to heat emboss that section. We're going to just use our Memento black ink. Oh, ink that up good. Let me see if I can do that okay without making a mistake. All right, I lucked out. And I think that's good. Making sure my ink is dry before I lay this down onto something. I don't want to smear it. And we'll put that on the inside of our card, and our card will be finished. So, sending thanks and much love. A friend like you brings me happiness. So that's our third card. Let me clean up my area a little bit here, and we'll bring all these out. That one. And this is our first card. Making sure those all fit in the screen. Okay. So there's our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed them. Be sure that you like and share the video. And tell your friends to come join us. I do this every week, usually every Wednesday, 10:30 Central Time. And I'd love to have everybody here. Okay, so next week will be Wednesday, September 11th. And I'll be going live on both platforms, on Facebook and YouTube channel at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. So set your alarms, mark your calendars, and I hope you're able to be there. If not, just catch the replay and also comment on the replay too. I do go back and check my comments later on. So I'd love to see what you have to say. If you have any questions, reach out to me, email, or private message me on Facebook, whichever you prefer. So until next week, have a good rest of the week, and thank you for being here. Bye-bye.